I grew up one block over from the Orange Blossom Trail. My father's mother and daddy bought the home in 1925. It was the first house out in Spring Lake Terrace, which is right across the lake from the Orlando Country Club.
We love OBT. That's about it.
I've lived in Orlando since about 1967. And I can remember Orange Blossom Trail being the main thoroughfare in the Central Florida area.
The fragrance of the Orange Blossom Trail was the blossoms of the orange trees, and the fragrance of the trees used to bring the name Orange Blossom Trail.
Daddy rode horses on the Orange Blossom Trail. It was a wonderful little area.
Pretty much the main attraction was Gatorland, and you know, that's what was going on.
This is Orange Blossom Trail, where I used to live at and whatnot. It's a beautiful trail. You just got to watch the police, and when you smoke crack.
Florida Department of Transportation put about $78 million back into the OBT.
Most of the people just come to the trail when they want to have fun.
After I-4 was built, the trail was more or less neglected.
I've been out here on the trail for a pretty good little old while. Years, I don't know, because I ain't counted them yet. But I have seen people come, I've seen people go. And where they go, sooner or later when they leave, they wind up like back here.
They say that Orange Blossom Trail is probably one of the highest crime areas in the nation. It seems to have attracted not only drug addicts, but people that wouldn't be to be known in their right state of mind.
I don't like the Orange Blossom Trail. That's why I always go that way, towards Orange Avenue. I do not go that way. No more. It scares me. I'm scared of the trail. Real scared. I don't have to be, because I've hurt a lot of people. I pop a guy's eyeball out of his socket one time. That's not all. I've hurt a lot of people with Tai Chi, but not ever been arrested. It's always been self-defense.
What else have you done?
Cracked a man's skull open, broke a man's forearm. Every time the ambulance come, I be red all over, and when I get washed, it's never my blood.
Wow.
Never.
What happened when you popped the guy's eyeball out?
I was trying to make jelly out of it because I was in a group home, and I walked past the TV too slow, going to the kitchen to get a drink of water. He jumped up, grabbed the back of my neck, and ran me face first into a vase. And when I hit the floor, I was pulling shards of glass and vase and ceramic out of my face. And when I looked at him, he picked up a big chunk and was coming towards my head. So I swept his leg, and I stuck my thumb into his eye to make jelly out of it, but it got so slippery, my thumb went behind his eye and popped it out down here on his socket, popped it out down here on his cheek.
Oh. So it was hanging by a nerve or something?
By a nerve.
Because I know the past, I know the present, and I know the future, what's going to happen in a couple of days. We live in the 20th chapter of Revelations, and I'm the third angel. I'm married back from the grave. My son died, I died, and plenty of people have died to straighten out this earth, then bring it back where it used to be, with Shaka Zulu and the tribes in Africa.
So what did the aliens look like?
They're white, mostly white colored. They're the worst you can be, other than worse than a UFO. And they're up there behind Mister's back up there. And I lifted our car up in South Carolina, front end of our car.
What'd they do after that?
They just been They didn't do anything to us, and they left the car alone, and we just kept driving after they let go of the car, dropped us back on the ground, the front end of the car back on the ground, and I haven't seen any since.
Second ET, come home, ET. I'm pregnant with your child.
You're pregnant with ET's kid?
I was, not no more.
What happened?
I had the baby, Beyonce.
So Beyonce's ET's child?
Mm-hmm.
Walt Disney World would love to portray that area of town or Orlando as a whole as Fantasyland, and unfortunately we're not. It's gotten a reputation as being known for hookers and drug activity.
Melting it down this way, or the good shit'll go down, and the bullshit stay on top. See how it's going?
Well, see, the trail is like a magnet, and it's like this here. When you leave, it will always call you back.
I've seen a guy get his brains blowed out. I've seen a guy get his brains beat out with a baseball bat.
You get your education, you know, you live up here.
I don't blink. I see everything that goes around me. I got an eye right in front of my head. Cyclops.
And it's starting to get dry. Child's turning white.
The guy here, he's like a faggot. Like, he love picking up boys. He ride around with a dick stuck in his ass. He ride around and jack off. He jack off. He don't never stop. He just look at you and jack off.
Pretty much anything on the trail and get away with it. I mean, I've seen people get shot. Seen a guy get shot one night. I was living down at the Coalition for the Homeless, which is just off the trail. Seen a man get stabbed over a donut in the line where they used to feed in the morning. Guy reached over this Mexican dude, grabbed a donut, Mexican dude pulled out an ice pick and stabbed him about 6 times in the gut. Died on the spot.
No, and when I take that,
that's some powerful stuff, man.
Oh yeah, and this stuff right here is not too bad.
Lockdown, mental ward.
What were you in there for?
Because hearing voices in my head, screaming voices, like 100 little men screaming all at once, and no matter what you do, you can't get away from them. You can run away, you can walk away, you can put on headphones, but they scream. And the screaming voices is like 100 little men in your head, and they all scream at once, and they won't go away until they finally quit, or they give you medication to make it stop.
What kind of medication are you on now?
Klonopin, 2 milligrams, 3 times a day. That is a very short-term medication. I've been on it since 1992.
Is it working, or?
It works. When I hear the voices, I have to take one. When I hear the screaming, I have to take one.
What do the voices say?
They don't say, they scream. It's 100 little screaming voices in my head, and they all scream at once, and you can't get away from them. No matter what you do until the medicine kicks in and stops it.
Anything in particular they tell you to do?
No, just scream. Just scream like 100 little men in your head, and they scream. They just scream.
Listen, I need some work. I'm gonna go up to this dude I know, even though I owe him some money. He knows me for a while. He knows I'm pretty good for it.
Which one of your organs did you donate?
All of them. I donated every organ I had, you know, to science or to somebody that needed them. Reagan, I worked for, I was President, me and President Reagan, we was the ones that talked about it, you know. He's the one that paid me, and like.
So you know President Reagan?
Yeah, when he was alive, I knew President Reagan. He was my beneficiary. He came to see me when I was in the state hospital. We had a watermelon party. You know, he told me, "Don't worry, Tim, I'll take care of you."
I'm a Jane of all trades, not a jack of all trades, but I do jack off.
Actually, I did donate organs, and they paid me for it. I got 100 bars of gold for it.
A lot of people done tried to leave, but it's still call them back.
Met my girlfriend in jail. This was her stomping ground. She brought me out here, so I started working the trail also. I've been out here, like I said, 9 years. I know I've only been smoking crack for about 3. The worst experience I've ever had being out here is I was smoking with a guy. He was doing all kinds of shit. He got pissed off, tied me up, cut my finger off, wound up raping me. Managed to get away, luckily. Finally fell asleep. That was last year, actually. Other than that, life out here isn't really all that great. It's quick money. That's all it is. It could also be a quick death.
I had somebody walking in front of me, then they were behind me, then they were in a puddle of water, then they were in the ocean, then they were in Moby Dick. I walked on water.
When I got up and smoked a cigarette, I dropped my cigarette lighter and bent down to pick it up. Just as I bent down, a bullet came through the window of my bedroom. And if I'd have been standing at the time, I'd have been dead.
They're cracking down on prostitution and everything, but it's getting better out here.
You might not understand that, then you might think that there's a little bit of a lie. But anybody you ask that's been out here on this trail will tell you the same thing. It will call you back.